Hi. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello. We have a very outspoken guest today. Her name is Elizabeth Katie Stanton. Come on out here, Elizabeth. How are you?
Fine, and you?
Great, thanks for coming on to the show. Anyway, how did this all begin for you?
Well, it all began with my father. He was a famous Federalist attorney who served one term in the U.S. Congress and was a judge. He introduced me to the law that got me into politics, which got me wondering how he saved lives and changed lives and how I wanted to change lives too. Back then, there weren't many women getting involved in politics because they didn't have the right to. So I wanted to change this because as a woman, I really wanted to get involved and have a say in this.
Changing the lives of women. Now that is really something. So, what was the very first step to changing the rights of women?
Well, I felt it was really unfair that the boys that were less intelligent than me got the privilege to go to Union College. However, I had to enroll in the Troy Female Seminary. I felt like all my hard work in Johnstown Academy was never going to be good enough because I was a female. I studied Latin, Greek, math, religion, science, French, and writing until I was 16. My father favored boys over girls, so I turned to my neighbor, Reverend Simon Hosack. He reassured my confidence and self-esteem.
So, you first witnessed sexual discrimination when those boys received better education privileges than you?
Yes, Reverend Simon Hosack and my husband Henry gave me so much support and encouragement as a young woman. My husband and I have many similar ideas. He's a journalist, anti-slavery orator, and an attorney. On May 12th, we sailed to London to attend the World's Anti-Slavery Convention.
Clearly, everyone didn't have the same views as you. Many people thought and still think that women are subordinate to men. Did you ever feel self-doubt?
Of course not. While in Boston, I was constantly motivated to reform the rights of women due to constant surrounding of abolition gatherings and meetings. Meeting Frederick Douglass, William Lloyd Garrison, Louisa May Alcott, Ralph Waldo Emerson, and many others at meetings influenced me. After attending the convention, I went to my community, Seneca Falls. In 1848, I influenced the women there too with similar opinions of mine, and we all became committed to begin the women's rights movement.
We have someone in the audience that would like to ask you a question. Yes?
Can you tell us about your experience when you first hosted your own women's rights convention? I met my good friend Lucretia Mott at the International Anti-Slavery Convention. We organized our first convention in Seneca Falls on July 19th and 20th. I represented my speech called the Declaration of Sentiments, which proclaimed that both men and women are equal. I also proposed a resolution demanding the rights for women to vote. My resolutions included the female suffrage was passed because of Frederick Douglass's support. After, I hosted another convention and was requested to speak at the first National Women's Rights Convention.
I see. Wow, you are involved in a lot of movements and conventions. You've come a long way. So, what is your relationship like with Susan B. Anthony? Both of you are talked about a lot.
In 1851, I met Susan. We worked together to encourage women's suffrage. Initially, we both joined the temperance movement where we were members of the Women's State Temperance Society. We are a very dynamic duo. We swept the nations with our ideas. I was the better orator and writer. I scripted Susan's speeches while Susan was a tactician and movement organizer.
Why were you not as physically active as Susan?
At the time, I had 3 small children to take care of. I was usually confined to my town. However, Susan had no children, so she was able to travel more.
Ah, I see. How did it feel that after the American Civil War, African Americans were granted the right to vote, but women were still not allowed to vote? Is there a bias?
Of course there was a bias. I am truly happy for them, but the prejudice against color of which we hear so much is no stronger than that against sex. It is produced by the same cause and manifested very much in the same way. So in 1865, Susan and I began to attack the ratification of the 14th and 15th Amendments of the U.S. Constitution. In May 1869, Susan and I founded the National Women's Suffrage Association. This is my 11th year serving as president.
What was the objective of your group?
Well, my group opposed the passage of the 11th Amendment without changes to include female suffrage.
Wow, what are your next projects as of now?
Good question. I recently picked up a copy of the Bible a week ago, and I am very dissatisfied by its content. It does not exalt or dignify women. I want to revise the Bible so that women can be recognized as individuals with importance, not pets to society. I have approached many in person to join my revising committee. However, many have turned me down because they are afraid of risking their professional reputations. Currently, I have only recruited 3 women to help. I hope to finish a rough draft within a year, though.
Have you thought about any possible titles for your book yet?
I have not finalized a title, but I fancy the name The Woman's Bible very much.
Wow, you are so productive. Good luck with your novel. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for being on my show. Ladies, give Miss Elizabeth Cady Stanton a round of applause.